Well, hello and welcome. Today we'll be doing a little Grafana tutorial, and we're going to do something quite nice and actually pretty easy. So let's get started. First, this is what we'll be going to be doing. What you can see here is a relatively easy to make and quick dashboard, which shows us some of the most important information that we want to know about our computer, like how much of our processor is being used or how much memory do we have available, and among other things. So this is the basis of what we're doing, and this tutorial will be centered about how to achieve this. Well, first of all, let's talk about how this whole dashboard works. First, the information. Where is this information coming from? Well, we're running a data collector service called Telegraph, which, as the name says, collects data from the system it's running on. So all of that data, it's just there. It's being received, but it's not actually doing anything. So how do we deal with this problem? It's as easy as sending that data to a real-time data series database such as InfluxDB, which is the one we're actually using now. With this InfluxDB database, we're going to link it with Grafana and then assign different values and we're going to be making some queries to this database, and we're going to be showing those results of those queries in this dashboard. So first, let's set this up. First of all, we're going to install Telegraph. In order to achieve this, we first need to install Telegraph on our system. This is pretty easy. We just have to download the Telegraph Windows distribution and place it on the program files in our Windows. It's just as simple as that. It's literally just 2 files. It's a breeze. Once that's done, we just have to add the service to Windows. So we're open the service application and we're going to look for one that is called Telegraph Data Collector Service, and it should be around here. Here it is, the Telegraph Data Collector Service. First, it won't be in running, but you have to manually start it for the first time, and then whenever you turn on your computer, it will be there, it will be running all the time. Now, for the next part, we'll be using a Docker container. This Docker container will have all of these services that we're going to be running, mainly Grafana and InfluxDB. Capacitor, it's a side service that works as an enhancer, and it helps InfluxDB with some different stuff. We won't be really using it, but it's necessary nevertheless. And Chronograph, it's a dashboard for controlling and editing InfluxDB databases, which will come in handy real soon. Well, let's begin by preparing the container from Docker. This will be done using the docker-compose.yml file and the terminal. This file contains all of the services that will be running in the container, and it has the proper configuration for each one of them. So we're going to open the directory in which this file is in, and we're just going to run it. And it's pretty simple. We're just going to write docker-compose up, and this will create a container with the different services, and it will start getting all of the data that it needs, and eventually it will work. It just takes a little bit of time. But yes, this is actually a pretty simple solution. Docker is great for doing this kind of stuff because it just runs every service apart and you barely notice that they're running there. So yeah, it's actually great. Now that we have our Docker container running, which each and every one of the services, we can go to localhost port 3000, and here we will be able to see our beautiful home for Grafana. We're not going to use this right away. This will be one of the last things we'll be using, but it's nice to know that it can be seen and it offers a lot of things. Actually, it has some very nice tutorials that you can try for yourself. Before we do any Grafana related stuff, let's prepare our InfluxDB database. First, we're going to go to our port 8888 at localhost, and we should be greeted with this dashboard. Let's follow this tutorial, go to get started, and here we'll be changing a little bit of things to make this work our way. First, we're going to the InfluxDB at this port, then connection name will just be called influx. The username shall be admin, and the password shall also be admin. And here we have to write the name that the Telegraph database will have. So we're just going to leave it at Telegraph. Now, here we're offered some dashboards. These could be useful, but we're not using these ones because we're going to be doing a dashboard in Grafana. So let's just skip this one. And here it's the last part. We're going to be adding a capacitor. I told you before that capacitor was a service that helped InfluxDB databases handle some stuff that they wouldn't be able to handle by themselves. So the URL of the capacitor will just be capacitor and this port, and the capacitor, let's name it little capacitor because it won't be doing too much. And the user, as usual, shall be admin with password admin to make this easy to remember. And now with this, we should be seeing this, which means we have done everything correctly, and now we shall be able to start working on Grafana. Well, before we start doing Grafana stuff, we should be able to see here in the chronograph dashboard that we've got our database. Well, first let's add a data source. We shall click upon this button and choose the type of database that we're going to be using. Since there are actually lots of different database engines that you can use, we'll just be using Influx since the one that works best for this kind of project. The URL, it's the one we wrote before, and it's just as simple as this. Perfect. And then, what else shall we add here? First, the database itself. We know for a fact from here that the database is called Telegraph. So let's write in Telegraph, and the user shall be admin, and the password shall also be admin. So yes, this is everything you need to do. It's actually pretty simple. So let's save and test, and we're good. This means that you've done everything correctly. Okay. Now that we've got our great database working, let's just add a dashboard. Grafana has some really nice tools to create dashboards and customize every component on itself. It's really fun to use. I recommend everyone to give it a try, but for the sake of this video, we'll be importing a dashboard that I made myself. So how exactly should we import a dashboard? Well, Grafana dashboards can be exported as JSON files, which makes it incredibly handy and easy to share. There also have a page in which you can look into some dashboards made by the community, but for the sake of this video, we shall be using just a dashboard, just the JSON file, sorry. And let's just leave it like this: PC control and folder general. And now that it's imported, we've got our dashboard. But yes, I know what you're thinking. This is showing absolutely nothing, and that's right. We have to specify from where this data has to be obtained. So this should be done by editing components and adding the InfluxDB database that we added. So yeah, it now works. So let's do this quickly for everyone. And this can be avoided by creating the database as a default. I'm not really fond of creating stuff as a default, because also when you're doing this, you have a really nice opportunity to see what's going on. So if there's anything that isn't really working, you can actually take a look and analyze it. So yes. And now that that's done, you may be wondering why is it already showing data, and that's because the dashboard that I imported had not only the components with the visual components as they were made, but also the queries. So all of these queries are already done, so it's super easy. And let's make, for example, this one again, so that you can see how to actually make the query with Telegraph, so that you can expand on this concept and add more taste or more specific queries to your dashboard. First, we'll start by just erasing the query, so there shall be no data. First, let's select the measurement, and Telegraph offers us these different places to choose from, meaning that this is our CPU, this is our disk, this is our memory, our network, and so on and so forth. Since we're going to be doing the memory, we'll choose the memory. Here, we'll just have to write the object name, where it's memory. This is the object that owns these different values. And as for what the query shall give us, it's as simple as available bytes. There's actually lots of little things that you can monitor. So Telegraph, yeah, it's pretty complete. And also there's some features in Telegraph that can be added by meddling with the Telegraph configuration. So this is not everything that can be done with Telegraph. There's actually limitless things that you can achieve with Telegraph. So it's pretty great and quite simple to use. So yes, that's it. We have done what we wanted to do. We've set up a data collector service, and we've made a beautiful and working Grafana dashboard, which shows us all the nice stuff that we want to see. So well, this has been everything. I hope it was nice and clear. I hope it was easy to understand and mainly easy to follow, because I genuinely think that this is one technology that is super fun. It has amazing stuff that can be done. It's quite easy to actually try it with. You can import databases from lots of different stuff around, from different topics, and you can turn them into nice, cool graphics that are all the time changing. Or maybe you don't want to see something changing and you don't want to see tendencies. There are limitless possibilities, so I encourage everyone to pick this up and try something. It's real fun, it's easy to use, and it's quite rewarding. Every time you make a component and it works, it feels great. So yes, that's everything. I hope you enjoyed it, and good luck.